When you are inside a hole, you stop digging. Those are the words of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is the one who is being blamed for many things, including the 25th June 2025 GenZ protests. But being blamed is not the problem. Rigathi Gachagua was asked very, very lethal questions, but I liked the way he responded to those questions as a smart political genius. He did it in a way that left the government smarting with an egg on their face. This interview came on NTV after the Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen said watu wapigwe risasi, said shoot to kill. I'm assuming I've not listened to that statement from Kipchumba himself. I only took what people said or what the media conveyed, that he said people, I know there are some areas and it was taken out of context and not to defend him so, but I know. Because how can you just, like now, if I go to police station, I'm shot to death. Now, Rigathi Gachagua said he never supported the killings. When asked, why did you not come out? He said, I did not support killings and I did not want to be seen as the one owning the GenZs, because they have said they don't want to be owned by anyone. They don't want to become anybody's property. The police, according to Gachagua, should just protect the property and lives. He said, was asked, the goons are said to be yours. Everybody is saying you are the one who sponsored. Yes. How can I sponsor demonstrations across 26 counties? It made sense. Now, next, he said that the goons came after 6 p.m. The looting happened after 6 p.m. And he said that these goons were state-sponsored. They belonged to the government. How true that is, I don't know. Now, they were sponsored by government from the observer's point of view. They were sponsored by government in that, one, the government was the first to say that these were Kikuyu goons, and those people, those bloggers that are supporting the government, they were the first one to say. You wait for neutral people to say this first. This government is lazy. You wait for other people to say that, so that it does not appear. The moment you say this was Kikuyu thing, and we know the state in the country, it just becomes obvious. Even if it was true, it becomes your problem. It now becomes your doing. And Gachagua said it. These were people who were brought by police. Those were people that were brought so that they can attack this and that, specifically to achieve this and that objective. Listen to the interview at your own time. The government blamed Gachagua for the Mount Kenya mayhem, but they have just been left with an egg on their face. They shot themselves in the foot. And now, what happened later, so that you know that her lie has no life. Because I believe there are 3 things that will always come out: the truth, the sun, and the karma. Now, Citizen TV and an headline saying the same. So it now left people saying, so you think we are stupid? Continuation of the same. The locals said nothing. Nobody from Mount Kenya is saying how businesses were attacked. Nobody is saying that. Why? Because they know the character that was being played. And these attacks, this looting happened in Mount Kenya in areas where there are ardent supporters of Wamunyoro and DCP. When the president came out asking how do you want to go, he was answered by even John Medho. John said, you can even commit suicide or resign if you don't know how to go. The 2010 constitution says these are the areas a president can go. Now you can imagine that is you see now, kufikia hapa tulipo, hakuna yeyote ambaye ako na nguvu ya kusimamisha yale ambayo yanaendelea nchini, especially mambo ya maandamano na vurugu na nini. Nobody can stop. Gachagua cannot stop it. In fact, they have created an animal they cannot control. You can create a cyborg. And those of us that have actually taken some time to read history kidogo, you know that people who are terrorists in the world, Osama bin Laden, kina nani, au wote, kina Saddam Hussein, all of them, they were created by the US during Cold War. They were given greenbacks, they were given it was very lucrative so that they could attack the USSR or the Soviet. With the collapse of the Cold War, they were now useless. Now they turned against government, US and the US affiliated nations and establishments. The same case with this case. Now they have decided that. Now they are now facing it rough with this. Now where it has gone now, nobody can stop it. Of course, it started with Raila, but now it has now stopped to be anything. Enjoy the rest of your day. Consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. And I want to thank subscribers for what they have been doing and my viewers. Thank you for your support, guys.